In this world, there are a lot of different kinds of people. Some people that like rock music, some people that like country, some people that wear Converse, and some that wear Vans. Some people that are obsessed with YouTubers, and some who ask, are there seriously people that can make money doing that? That's me, just so you know. With all the different kinds of people inside the world, there are bound to be those that you just do not get along with at all, or you struggle to be kind to. Whether it be because you disagree on something, they have been mean to you in the past, or maybe you just hate the way that they chew with their mouth wide open whenever they eat. We all have people that we struggle to be around. You've been in that spot before, right? You have to be around someone that you really don't like, and you knew you were supposed to be kind. You just know, you're supposed to be kind, and you're supposed to encourage them, but they make it so difficult. I remember when I was in the 4th grade, there was this boy in my class, his name was Cody, and he would drive me absolutely insane just about every single day at school. He was loud, he had no idea what personal space was, and he seemed to have something to whine and cry about at all times. Cody was someone who I had so much trouble being kind and encouraging to. So most days, I either did my best to ignore him, I complained about him to other people, or I was mean to him because it seemed easier to do that than to try and be nice. Something that I know is completely screwed up. But how do we fix that? We all have difficult people inside of our lives. But how do we figure out how to be kind and encouraging to them when we just really don't want to? Inside of this series, At the Movies, we look at popular movies that help connect us to different areas of our lives and help us better understand how we are supposed to handle the things that we're facing. So I searched and I searched for a movie that had a good character in it, that was crazy good at encouraging other people, was super kind, and was even a little bit quirky. And I think I found the perfect character. He just happens to be in a Christmas movie. Now I know, a Christmas movie? Seriously, a Christmas movie? Well, I'm wearing a sweater. It's a nice Christmas sweater. I liked it. But we're gonna talk about a Christmas movie. And I know, it's 115 degrees outside. It's the month of June. And that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about a Christmas movie. But I really think that Christmas, I think it can be celebrated all year round if you try hard enough. And if I'm being completely honest, I really don't think that there's a better movie to help show you how to encourage difficult people than the movie Elf. Elf is tied for my all-time favorite Christmas movie, and I've seen it probably about 100 times. And for those of you who might not have seen it, here's just a quick little snapshot of all the crazy stuff that happens in this movie. It's Christmas Eve, and Santa is making his rounds. A baby in an orphanage crawls out of his crib and into Santa's bag. But when he's discovered at the North Pole, Papa Elf raises the little one as an elf, and he names him Buddy. Buddy grows up, and he never feels like he fits in. So Papa Elf, he decides to tell Buddy the truth about where he came from. Buddy learns for the first time, very first time, about his deceased mother and living father that are on the naughty list. His dad, he's on the naughty list. And Buddy, he sets off through the candy cane forest and into New York City to find his family. Once he's in New York City, Buddy is able to track down his father, Walter Hobbs, who has never known that he existed. Seriously, never knew that the kid existed. It's crazy. So Walter meets him up with his family, and they eventually accept him. They love Buddy, Walter's family does. But Walter's still having a tough time with it, so his family keeps telling Walter, you need to try and have a relationship with Buddy. So Buddy goes off on his own and he tours the city where he finds the world's best cup of coffee. He lands a job at a department store where he meets and falls for Jovi, who is working as an elf. Buddy loses this job when he calls up the fake store Santa, tells him he smells like beef and cheese, and they get into a huge fight. Buddy interrupts an important meeting between Walter and Miles Finch, a successful author who Buddy thinks is an elf. Walter is infuriated and tells Buddy to get out of his life. Buddy's hurt and he runs away. And then Buddy, he ends up helping Santa. He makes up with his dad, and together they save Christmas. That's all for you. Now, Buddy the Elf is such a great character because he is genuinely kind, encouraging, and excited for every single person that he meets, no matter how they treat him. I mean, Buddy gave a hug to a raccoon who hissed at him and then proceeded to attack his face. If that's not a perfect image of loving difficult people, then I don't know what is. And for those of you who haven't seen this movie, Buddy really did try to hug a raccoon. Just watch.
Hey! What's your name? My name's Buddy. Does someone need a hug? I just wanted a hug!
But how does Buddy do it? Let's go ahead and let's break this down for a second. Firstly, Buddy always started with the positive when he first met someone new. He starts with the positive. Go ahead and write that one down for me. Start with the positive. When Buddy first meets anyone new to him, he instantly finds something positive to say about them or something that he likes about them. Like when Buddy goes to work with his dad for the first time. Go ahead and check out this clip real quick.
Hey, Walter.
Morning, Jack.
Morning, Jack.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Hobbs.
Sarah.
Good morning, Sarah. It's a nice purple dress. It's very purpley.
Francisco.
Francisco, that's fun to say. Francisco. Hi. Do you remember me?
I do. I didn't recognize
I
you.
know, I'm in work clothes. Thank you, Deborah.
Thanks, Deb.
Deb, you have such a pretty face. You should be on a Christmas card.
You just made my day.
Buddy, you don't have to drink that.
Thank you.
Buddy is giving compliments to different people that he meets and focusing on the good inside of each person instead of looking for things that divide them. So often when we meet someone new, we are only looking for things that are different between us, not things that connect us. And when a relationship is only built on the things that divide us, it's bound to be difficult to be kind and encouraging. So the first way that we can be kind and encouraging to difficult people is starting by finding the positive. The next thing that Buddy does to be encouraging towards difficult people is remembering the code of the elves. Buddy was taught in school that, number 1, treat every day like Christmas. Number 2, there's room for everyone on the nice list. And number 3, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. I know all of those by heart, just so you know. All of these mean a lot to Buddy, but I want to focus on the second rule. There's room for everyone on the nice list. This is something that Buddy uses when interacting with people to remind him that there is good in everyone. And I think that this is something we forget when dealing with people that annoy us or we have a hard time encouraging. We are so quick to assume that because someone is mean or rude or annoying, that there is nothing good in them at all. But that could not be further from the truth. We need to be like Buddy and remind ourselves that there is good in everyone. Go ahead and write that one down. There is good in everyone. Every single person here on this earth has good in them, even if it might seem impossible to find. But if we're going to be the people that encourage and show kindness to difficult people, we need to be sure that we remind ourselves of the good that is in every person. These are the 2 truths that Buddy the Elf never forgot and used every day when he interacted with people. He showed everyone kindness and encouraged them for the goodness and the positive things that he knew every single one of them had, even if they were difficult. But the really cool thing about all the things that Buddy did when he spent time with people is that there were real people, not just movie characters, that did the same thing that Buddy did when he was around other people. Inside of the book of 1 Thessalonians in the Bible, Paul is writing letters to the church in Thessalonica, a church that was known for the love and encouragement that they showed to other people. This church was made of new Christians, but they brought people in. They saw the positive things and the similarities first, and they believed the truth. There was goodness in everyone. This was something that was so evident in their lives that when Paul wrote his letter to them, he said this: "So encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing." He didn't have to tell them to start encouraging others, but that they needed to keep encouraging others as they already were. That is the way that we should be with other people. We shouldn't have to be told every single day, hey, you need to be nice to this person, you need to encourage them, you need to be kind to other people. We should already be doing it and looking for ways to continue to love people that we interact with every day. We should be encouragers, people that look for opportunities to show kindness to others. Now, I know this isn't something that is always easy to do. Just because you're trying to be encouraging and show kindness to others, it doesn't mean that people are going to be any less difficult, like at all. But I want to share with you about the fact that when we show kindness to difficult people, it can really make a difference in their lives. Remember Cody, the boy that I was talking about earlier? Well, even though he was not at all an easy person to be around, I decided one day that I needed to show him some kindness. So when I was in art class, I decorated a card for him, and on the inside of it, I wrote out his favorite Bible verse. Then when I got back to class I had with him, I went up and I gave him the card with a big smile on my face. Cody took the card, he looked at the decorations, and he read the inside of it. Then he looked up at me, and a big smile came across his face, and he actually started to get teary-eyed, you guys, like he started getting teary. And he thanked me. Cody thanked me for the card, and he said that it meant so much to him that I would do something like that for him. You see, even when it is difficult, if we can find opportunities to love other people and to show them real kindness, then we can make a difference in their lives in ways that we never would have been able to if we just ignored or were mean to people that were difficult. So look for the positive. Remember that all people have good in them, and be a buddy in the lives of other people.
Christmas to you all, come on everybody, to Santa Claus.